Hello online students! This week I am going to show you how to delete a background around an image. So the first step, it says to choose a model image and download from your canvas. So over here on the left side of my screen I have the step-by-step directions pulled up that are listed in your Google slideshow. If you click on your assignment, which is the background replacement, I have all of these pre-loaded images in there for you to select and download. You only need to choose one image. I don't care which one. Okay, it just needs to be one of these. If you do not select one of these models, you're not listening and hitting the learning target. The reason why these are chosen is because they have very defined outlines and they will make background replacement a lot easier. So I'm just going to click on this top one. To download it, I need to control. So I'm going to hold down control on my keyboard and right click. And I'm going to hit the save image as. I'm going to save this image as model intro to digital, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. The next step, it says to select a background from Pexels or Unsplash. Okay, you can choose any background image you want. I'm actually going to use a background from a photograph that I've already taken. So if you want to use a picture that you've taken, that's completely all right as well. And then step 3, I need to open up both of those images in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, I'm going to hit open, and I'm going to open up that model first. I'm going to go back to File, Open again, and this time I'm going to open up my background image. And I'm just going to hunt for a quick background. Here we go. I'll use this flower background. So I have my model up here and my background image over here. So the first step, it says control right click on your eraser to select your background eraser. So again, your eraser tool is going to be over here on the toolbar. The shortcut key for it is going to be E. And as you can see, I accidentally missed a step. So first I have to do that step 4, which is to unlock the background. So I'm just going to come over here, hit the unlock button, and then I'm going to move on to that background eraser part. So I'm going to hold down to control, and I'm going to click on this. And now you can see I have some extra options. So I have my eraser, my background eraser, and my magic eraser. Right now I just want to use that background eraser. On the top of your screen, you're going to have to select contiguous and set the tolerance to about 6%. So at the top of your screen here, you have a drop-down menu, so make sure it's selected on contiguous. And over here with your tolerance, you can use the slider bar to set it to 6%. You can also manually type in the number here. So again, background eraser up top, I need it to be a contiguous and the tolerance to be at 6%. I'm going to then use the background eraser to erase on the outlines, and then I'm going to switch to the regular eraser for the rest of the background. I'm going to hold down Command plus to zoom in, and I'm going to start clicking around the outline of my image. That was not as clean of a selection, so I hit Command Z. You'll start to see kind of a checkerboard pattern appearing in the outline. And again, if you accidentally click somewhere you don't want to, just hold down Command Z to undo that move. So again, I'm going to go slowly. I'm going to click all around the outlines of my model to erase the background around him. And this will take a little bit of time, so make sure you take your time, you don't rush it. Again, you know, the better you do on this, the better craftsmanship grade you're going to get. All right, so I have all around my model erased. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my regular eraser and just erase the rest of my background. I'm going to hit Command minus to zoom back out. I'm going to Control click on this and just select my regular eraser. It's kind of small, so up top I'm going to change the size just to make it a little bit bigger and to make this next step go a bit quicker. So I'm just going to erase the rest of the background. And again, if you accidentally click something, hit Command Z on your keyboard to undo. I'm trying to move a little bit quick here just to speed up the tutorial, but again, I want you guys to really take your time and make sure you have nice clean edges. I don't want to see you erase across somebody or like erase somebody's ear. It's happened. So just make sure you do your best here and try and get a nice clean image. You'll notice there's a little bit of stuff in here, so I'm going to hit Command plus to zoom in. I'm going to try and delete some of this just a little bit better. So once you have your model and everything around your model is deleted, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as is for now just to speed up the tutorial. But again, I want you guys to take your time and make sure all your edges are nice and clean. I want you to then pull in your other background, which is step 8. To do that, you're going to click on that other image you opened up. We're going to unlock it. And we're going to use your Move tool, which is the very first tool in Photoshop. The shortcut key for it is V on your keyboard. So if you get on your Move tool, you can move your image around your canvas. So I'm going to select my image. And this is the slightly tricky part. So you're going to select your image. You're going to hold it with your mouse and you can't let go. So you have to press and hold with your mouse. You're going to drag your mouse all the way over to your other canvas. And once your mouse is hovered over your other image, you're going to let go. So right now my image isn't quite big enough. I need to stretch it out a little bit more. So to change the size of your image, you need to hit Command T. Command T will help you resize and stretch your image. Once you have it the way you want it, you can hit return. And again, if you messed up, you didn't like that, just hit Command T on your keyboard to resize that image. So right now my background is on top of my person, so I'm going to grab that layer and I'm going to pull it down. That way my person is on top. And then the next step, it says turn eraser to low opacity and run it over edges to clean up the image. So I'm going to get on my eraser Up top, I'm going to go to where it says opacity. I'm going to change it to about 30. Over here, I can change my brush size. I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. Oop, whoops. I need to change that opacity to 30. There we go. All right, and I'm going to zoom in on my image. And the opacity just cleans up the edge. Makes it a little bit neater. And actually make this a bit smaller. And it's a very subtle difference. You're going to want to try and run it over the edges of the model. Okay, if 30 is too much, you can also turn down the opacity a little bit further. I'm actually going to turn this down. I like that a little bit better. So I'm going to actually work with the opacity at 11 for now. And again, I'm just running it over my edges. You can see here I should have spent more time erasing at the top of the hat. I should have cleaned up his face a little bit more. But I was just trying to move quickly so you didn't have a 20-minute tutorial to watch. Alright, so the edges have been cleaned up a little bit. I've erased around the model. The last step is going to be to adjust the levels, contrast, and brightness. So I'm going to click on my model. I'm going to first adjust the levels, which is, again, this little mountaintop looking thing. Just going to add a little bit more brightness. I'm going to go here to the sun, which says brightness and contrast. I'm going to just bump up my brightness and contrast a little bit just to give it a little bit more. And then the last step I need to take is to save this. So I'm going to File, Save As, save it on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And then again, I want to save this one more time. File, Save As. This time I want to save it as a JPEG, and this JPEG is what you need to upload to Canvas. If you have any questions, please email me. Please let me know. I hope you guys have a great week.